US President Donald Trump's pledge to acquire Greenland has taken another twist. The White House says all options, including military action, are on the table.
No, it was an ankle sprain that just keeps getting worse. Oh my God, I know those. Oh, son of a bitch. You will live. You will be okay, but you're gonna suffer for a second. You'll be fine. I believe in you. Just eat some pizza. Jokes aside, though, no, I really hope you get better. I really do.
The administration also says Trump is actively discussing buying the autonomous Arctic territory from Denmark.
Greenland is the world's biggest island, but its population is tiny. Just 57,000 people live in this autonomous Danish territory. It's rich in natural resources and minerals, and its geographical
Beds are pretty so-so, would definitely be better with Trump's med beds.
location has always made it strategically important and desirable, as it finds itself situated between the United States, Canada, the European Union, and of course, Russia.
We need Greenland from a national security situation. It's so strategic.
That's what US President Donald Trump said yet again on Sunday. The question is, how could he take over Greenland? Last year saw Donald Trump's oldest son visit Greenland, followed later by Vice President J.D. Vance. There were reports that the CIA and National Security Agency had stepped up surveillance of Greenland's independence movement. Ahead of the territory's elections last March, Trump made no secret of his support for Greenland's independence from Denmark.
We strongly support your right to determine your own future.
America about to decolonize Greenland. America about to really defend those fucking Native American rights, bro. Yo, Inuits, I fucks with you, bro. Let's go, Inuits in the house. Fuck those Danish homosexuals. Let's go, my Inuits. Inuits, yeah! Probably aren't even Inuits, but I'm doing a character here. I'm being American. We're gonna liberate the shit out of your native ass. Woo, woo, woo. Oh, Lord.
And if you choose, we will.
The funny thing is, there's definitely like 3 dudes in Greenland that probably are drinking that Kool-Aid. There's always a Kool-Aid drinker.
Welcome you into the United States of America.
Polling shows a majority of Greenlanders want independence from Denmark, but that doesn't mean they want to be ruled by the United States. During his first presidential term, Trump talked of buying the Arctic territory.
Well, a lot of things could be done. I mean, essentially, it's a large real estate deal.
There's been more talk of that by the current Trump administration. In December, Trump also appointed Jeff Landry as special envoy to...
Dude, they coup a country and then 2 hours later they said, oh, we like Greenland and we like Mexico and we like Colombia. Those are pretty interesting countries. Come on, bro. Pretty interesting regions. Pretty interesting real estate. Thank you, Soup Bucket. Thank you very much.
Greenland.
Thank you very, very much for paying your taxes.
To the concern of...
embarrassing Western taxpayers for not paying theirs.
Denmark. Landry has already said he wants to make Greenland part of the United States. Other options under discussion are forming a free association with Greenland. This would give the United States exclusive military access in exchange for US economic assistance and defense. But the US military is already there. Greenland is on the shortest route between the European part of Russia.
Jesus, what is this AI-generated Deutsche Welle video? This is AI-generated. This is literally AI-generated, bro. I can fucking tell. It's easy to it's not that hard to tell.
And the United States. That's why the US built one of its most important radar stations here, where there are currently around 200 military personnel. Greenland itself has no army of its own, and Denmark's control of the vast island is only limited. This week, the White House said using the US military is always an option with regard to annexing Greenland. By air or sea, experts warn this could be done relatively easily and quickly.
Let's get more on this.
Let's see some consent manufacturing for why the European Union should cuckold itself to the United States and give them territory. What's the most cuckolded European country to America? Germany. Germany. Deutschland über alles except Yankistan, okay? You know what they sing in Germany now? America über alles. Yeah. Sweden, not so much. Sweden immediately spoke up. Sweden said, no, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. You ain't taking Greenland. Fuck that shit. That shit whack.
Jakob Illeborg, a journalist in Copenhagen. Jakob, Denmark and Greenland have made...
Well, how everybody's listing their own country as the most cucked one. I like you guys. You guys are very self-hating in kind of a interesting way, in kind of a based way. UK, I mean, yeah, but UK is not in the EU.
Clear that they don't accept any U.S. claims over Greenland, and Danish officials are now set to meet with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio next week. What can we expect from that meeting? What will the Danes offer Marco Rubio?
I think it's a concerted effort to sort of descale things. It's been pretty hectic here in Denmark over the last few days, actually, ever since Donald Trump came to power. And I think this is the chance for Foreign Minister Løkke Rasmussen to try and talk business, to speak to the American officials and say what has always been the line here, and indeed in Greenland, that Greenland is not for sale, but open for business. Whether America will listen to the Danes who will say that...
Not for sale, but open to business. Yo, I tell you, give me your shit or I'm a fucking whack you. And you're like, sir, can we please, negotiate? Oh, God, dude. As I said yesterday, it doesn't matter if you take over a territory with one soldier, with 1 million soldiers, or with 0 soldiers. That is occupation, and that is a takeover. Okay? And basically, you're never taking over with 0 soldiers, because if the United States takes Greenland now, it will be taking it under the threat of 1 million soldiers, quote unquote. Oh, look, we already have pages like Anonymous, which is, I don't know. It's either owned by Russia or by the CIA, but posts like this make me think it might not be CIA. It might be Canadians. Maybe this is a Canadian page. I always wondered. Make Europe based again. Dude, we should really run on this campaign. I'm not even kidding. Like sovereign independent Europe, push that. That's such a winnable. That is such an incredibly winnable. What do you call it? Semi-populist pitch that you can intertwine with anti-imperialist and socialist rhetoric, and just pitch it to Europeans. But there's too many Eurocucks to do it. But we'll decuck them. We'll decuck them. You can utilize their sense of patriotism or whatever as a way to bring them to more progressive causes. That is possible. That's what progressive nationalism is to an extent. Of course, you would need to be very careful when doing so, because you got to decouple it from, European white supremacy. But it's also doable. It absolutely 100% is doable. Make them infight, dude. Make them infight. It's fucking great. It's a win-win for everybody. You can also easily turn it into a reactionary cause. Yes, you can. Okay, 100% you can. Just like every nationalist movement, you can turn into a reactionary cause. Every single one. Okay, the nationalist cause of liberating Cuba could have been turned into a reactionary cause. That is not a counter-argument to utilizing nationalism for a time being as a progressive movement. Okay? Okay.
Basically, you can have whatever you want in Greenland, but you cannot take over the island, is another
That's insane.
matter. Whatever you want to the Danes who will say that basically you can have whatever you want in Greenland, but you cannot take over the island,
What in the mother of all cuckoldry? Holy shit.
is another matter.
Is there any understanding in Copenhagen as to where this demand to actually incorporate Greenland into the United States is coming from? And I ask this because there is both countries, Denmark and the United States, are members of NATO. They cooperate militarily. There is a U.S. military base on the island. There is also a military agreement between Denmark.
You can take over Greenland, but please do it very slowly because otherwise we will be embarrassed. Exactly, Andrew King.
The United States.
Take Greenland gently, please, okay? We don't like rough sex over here in Denmark, okay? You can't just put it in. Sir, Trump. Sir, Trump, you cannot just put it in me. You cannot put it in me, sir.
So you would imagine that militarily all national
You must lube
security
me up a little
objectives
bit, sir.
of the United States can be met. So why this repeated demand to incorporate Greenland into U.S. territory?
Well, I think this is the heart of the matter, really. I think that
There is an answer because they can, because they're stronger, because you're weaker, because they want to. The whole interview with my favorite egg-shaped fascist of the current American administration said it out in the open. He literally said, yo, we need to wake up to what international geopolitics is actually about. It is about strength. It is about utilizing that strength. It is about who has the bigger one. We can't know who has the bigger one unless we whip it out on the table. And under Donald Trump, we're going to be whipping it out on the table.
there's a feeling of trepidation, even perplexity here in Denmark as to
Because the previous ways of doing things are no longer functioning to the same rate of profitability as we demand. We want eternal growth. And once empire has extracted as much as it can from the developing world, once empire has true competition, in this case in the form of the People's Republic of China, it will start consuming its previous allies. This is what always happens. What the fuck? This is not rocket science. This is not rocket science. And if its previous allies want to realize, want to preserve themselves, they need to realize that sooner rather than later, before they get swallowed the fuck up.
why. Basically, the Danes have been saying all along, you can have it all. If you want to build more bases, go ahead. If you want to invest in Greenland, please go ahead and do so. But the thing is that I think that the feeling here is that Donald Trump wants Greenland for one reason or the other, and that maybe reasoning is not so easy. Now, the Danes will do all they can to reason. Remember, Denmark is a very, very loyal ally of America, and the hope is that you can talk reason and sense with the American administration. We'll see if that happens.
While that is the hope, are Danish authorities making any preparation?
La 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 la. We got fucking 10 from my boy Xi Jinping. My boy Xi Jinping is like, yo, dude, my bro. You shouldn't push for European Union sovereignty. You should push for a pro-Chinese European Union, okay? You want Europeans to replace one master with another, bro. Like, come on. Adjust your pitch, dude. Adjust your pitch. What the hell are you on? What the hell are you on? Thank you very much, Xi Jinping. Everybody say thank you, Xi Jinping, because for those of you who are new, whenever we get anonymous gift subs, we like to joke that it's Xi himself, my greatest viewer, giving us this money. Where do we get our funding? We get it from oilers. The biggest ones being Xi Jinping, George Soros, Vladimir Putin, and sometimes even Trump sends me some money. You know, it's pretty great. It's pretty great. I'm the ultimate centrist. I serve all purposes. I serve all sides. I believe all sides are equally correct, and nobody is wrong, okay? Except Israel. I don't take Israeli money. Even a principled sellout like myself, even a sellout like myself has to have some sort of principles. There has to be some sort of, ground that we never pass. Oh, Lord.
For any event?
Is this thing going to pop again? Oh my God. Who the fuck integrated like this? OBS. I'm so sorry, guys. OBS is very horrible. Let me wait for it to finish. Because you want to hear something funny? It's on the same... Wait, is it on the same track?
Virtual
Oh, no, it's not on the same track. Ah, there you go. Aha, I muted you. Eat my ass notification. Thank you one more time, Anonymous.
American
By the way, we are, 6 gift subs away from gambling. So if anybody wants to gamble today, you know what to do. The gift subs that bring us into Gamba can also be Gamba. Exclamation point Gamba if you do not know how it works. This is the only place on the entirety of Twitch where we have basically made gambling both ethical and legal. Okie dokes? Okie dokes.
action. I don't know,
Thank you,
potential
Julian.
military intervention or anything.
It's not OBS is the source, yes, but OBS keeps switching up my source to audio links. Pandas, my beautiful son of a bitch. Come on. And Soup Bucket almost got us in there. Soup Bucket almost got us in there. Thank you, Soup Bucket. But out of respect, I'm going to let Soup Bucket Gamba. Cuphead, my friend, can you please give me a link to the Gamba? Let's have some fun for a second here, okay? Okay? It is still January, okay? It is still degenerous. It is still degeneracy. For those of you who are new here, we don't only cover politics. We can have some fun. We can have some fun, guys. I found it, Cuphead. No, you sent it already. You fucking legend. Thank you so much, okay? We have some fun. What does that fun entail? Well, it's the only ethical way to gamble on planet Earth. What do I mean in particular when I say this? Well, why is it ethical? Because it can lead to a streamer, the worst people on planet Earth, also represented by me, losing some extra money. Why is there a winner always? Well, because when you gift subs, everybody wins. You win, and other chatters win, and I win. But then when you bet, and I spin the wheel, and you bet properly, you can potentially double it. How do you double it? Do you have to pay for it? No, I have to pay for it. That's why I'm saying it is streamer punishment. So, our first gambler of the day. Of course, you can still gift subs and not participate in the Gamba if you are a nice person and don't want me to get a heart attack, or if it's haram for yourself, even though I would not call this Gamba. Let us, we do it just for the edginess. My friend Soup. Even or odd. And as always, if it hits 0, it means instant loss. Let's go, Soup. Even or odd, baby. Even or odd. The tension slowly rises in the room. Soup considers their bet. Soup, I'm not going to wait forever. Even. Okay. Spinny spin. Oh, come on. Please, come on. It's the one fucking gambler that's going to... And I lose money. There we go. Absolutely incredible. Fucking incredible. Good job. 1-0 for chat. Congratulations to Soup for winning that good old money. Here it is. Here's a nice $5 for you, chat. Thank you very much, Soup, for participating. If anybody else wants to Gamba as well, you are very welcome to do so. Did you watch the Epoch Philosophy video on private cities in Greenland? No. What the fuck is that? What is an epoch? What? Epoch philosophy? I don't know this channel. That's great. I love finding new channels. Hell yeah, bro. New channel arenas. Very good. Oh, pretty classical topics I see they cover. Yeah. Oh, I watched the video of theirs once. Pretty interesting. Oh, C-Spar. Okay, we're having fun today. C-Spar. Even a son of a bitch. Okay. You see that I'm losing and you're like, it's going to be a chain? Okay, let's chain this. Yes, more Gamba C-Spar. Let's go. You're not getting even. There's no way it's even twice. C-Spar, sit down and cry. Sit down and cry. Streamer over chatter supremacy continues. Fucking dropping like, oh my god, that was much louder than I expected. Rigged, how about you try and prove it's not? Motherfucker! Okay, 1-1. We have a tie. Come on. Somebody's got to break that tie, okay? Somebody's got to break that tie. Or you can play. I just wonder if there's real high rollers, if you know what I mean. Are there real high rollers in here? People that want to Gamba with 10, with 20. I'm open to that shit. I want to get a heart attack. Just for fair play, by the way, please do not gamba if your subs cost $1 or $2, because that would really fuck me up financially. Not like this already doesn't. I have my ick about their French theory obsession. It's fine. Oh my God, you guys with the... but some decent, I get put up sometimes. Also more milk toast, yet key points are close to ours. That's lovely. That's very nice. 1,000 subs is an option. Yeah, it is an option that would make me lose my mind, both in happiness and sadness if I end up losing, okay? Well, we got two dudes or ladies or NBs running in with the gamba. Let's do you individually, or do you want to go together? Do you want to go together? Okay, Pixarino was the first one that said their bet. You wanna go together, Pixarino and Ritz? Ritz. What do you want to do, Ritz? Do you want to go together with Pixarino or separate? Now, you guys deserve your separate bets. Pixarino says yes. Okay. Ritz, do you want to do odd? Do you also want to do odd? Because you gotta also do odd. I'm not spinning if you say even. So 100% chance I lose. Ritz, do you also want to do odd? So we bet 10, or do you not want to do? Maybe Ritz doesn't even want to gamba. Fucking legend. I'm gonna spin now. Okay. I'm gonna give Ritz 3 more seconds for the delay. Ritz is thinking about it. I want odd. Okay, Pixarino and Ritz putting 10 gift subs on odd. I have 1, I have 2 on red, also known as odd. Double on odd. Let's spin, chat. Let's spin. Music plays in the background. It is luxurious, and the crowd goes crazy because fuck the streamer. That's why. Because fuck the streamer, man. Because the streamer, man, is an idiot for even admitting to, for like acknowledging that you can fucking combine your bets. Fucking great, Hugo. Ooh, you're outthinking them. No, you're not. There you go. 10. Good job. Congratulations. Streamer man is now bankrupt. Phenomenal. Does anybody else want to go? Okay, 3-1 for chat. I'm getting destroyed by chat. 3-1 for chat. Damn, streamer man losing after doing Rick and Morty. Yes, he is. I guess it's bad luck. 3-1. Streamer losing to chat. Do we want to see it? What is your all-time record? I don't remember, honestly, my friend. I don't remember. Relapsing on my slots addiction because of you. Then please tune out. Like, what the fuck? This is not actually slots. What the fuck? It has got to be like 70% of chat wins. It's like 70% chat wins at least. At least. Pixar Money wants to see if chat is going to remain on top. Pixar Money, do you want to gamba or not, Pixar Money? Let's see. Rick and Morty theory stream when? I should do that. Or is Pixar Money based and just... Pixar Money actually wants to bet. Pixar Money puts all their money where their mouth is, unlike some of you, and bets on even. If it's even, then this is low-key broken. Like, if it actually goes on even, it's low-key broken. You know why? Like, 4-1 for chat. That is fucking stupid, bro. I'm fucking what? No, I'm not even going to get angry. Then you guys get more pleasure out of this. I don't want you to get more pleasure out of this. I don't want you to get pleasure out of me losing. It's not broken. You know why? Because they said even, and they said odd, and then they said even. Let's see if it goes to odd now. Let's see if it goes to odd. Okay, let's see if it goes to odd. Oh my God, it might actually be broken. Okay. No, I'm not kidding. Now let's see if it goes to even. It goes odd, even, odd, even, odd, even. Let's see if it goes even now. Dude, it went even. Are you fucking kidding me? Did somebody figure this out? That's why I'm losing all the time. Now let's see if it goes odd. Dude, I swear to God, what the fuck? Let's see if it goes odd. No fucking way, man. No actual fucking way. I'm gonna lose my mind. We need to use a different software. Now let's see if it goes even. Dude, it's in a row. That is why you have the 0. The 0 is an equalizer, I guess. But that was crazy. One after another. Let's see if it happens again. Okay, let's start with 1. No, 0 counts as loss. Okay, now it's even. Okay, I get it. Okay, it's even. Let's see if it goes odd afterwards. Let's see how many times it changes. Because we have to use a different spinner if it continues. Yeah, it went to odd. Oh my fucking god. So even, odd. Now it has to go even. Okay, thank you God. Okay, so it's not broken. I just have horrible luck. I just have very bad luck. Does anybody want to actually test it with your money? They fixed it on the back end live. They were like, what, this guy is spinning. Oh my god, we gotta save this app. Cuphead, we also should make like a very fancy like casino looking page. That would be cool. Like find a spinner, it's really nice looking. Like make it really proper, like edgy, you know? Just do a D20. Too much maths, lady. Too much maths. Wheel of names. Yeah, I can put names on it, like win, lose. Is this a Hugo special luck stat? Yes. Astro J, the ultimate fucking oiler of the day, coming in with another $5. Come on, Astro J. Your luck is so bad that it might save me. Astro J's luck is so bad that it might actually save me. Even. Okay, let's go. Okay, 9 and now even. A motherfucker. My luck is ass. Yes, it is. Thank you for gambling. Yes! Yes, it literally broke for you. Oh my god. Thank you, Astro J, for existing. You absolute fucking G, dude.
Socialism with Gamba characteristics. I see the visit to China has put you on the Bucharest road. Have a good stream, and I wish everyone in chat a lot of anti-revisionism. Got to go label several thousand wine bottles on a conveyor TMR. I am a good laboring petty bourgeois.
Thank you very much for the bits. As always, my friend, I look forward to seeing you more. That's number one. You're literally one of the smartest people on here and funniest. But that aside, before you leave, I am literally going to open a P.O. box just so you can send me wine. Just so you can send me wine. Like that's literally it. Thank you very much. But okay, chatters. Anybody else want to? I mean, we'll go back to the news. Do I have time? Yeah, I have 40 more minutes. Yeah, but keep in mind, you can Gamba in the background. Wait, Gamba is live. Let me write it. Gamba is live. Fucking based. Okay, let's continue. Why do I have only 40? Because I'm going to finally go and do the project that I told you is very secret, that might come out in February, that I'm doing with 2 other prominent online leftists. Very interesting stuff in the works. I think you guys will love it. We have prepared almost all of the logistics behind it. We just now gotta print it out, if you know what I mean.
Anything else that the Americans spring on the Danes?
Well, very importantly, Mette Frederiksen, the Prime Minister, went to Paris the other day to speak to the big European nations who pledged their support for Denmark. I think the feeling is that united Europe stands stronger, and Denmark, as a relatively small country, very much needs the support of the rest of Europe. But apart from that, I mean, when I've been speaking to people on the street here in Copenhagen about this, a lot of them are sort of just saying, well, all we can do is wait and see and hope. But clearly, the Danish administration is trying its best to get support and has successfully done so from the rest of Europe.
Shut the fuck up, irrelevant man.
Welcome back. We are here today with...
Okay, the guy's name is John Mersheimer. Do you understand that when your name is John Mersheimer and you put on a suit and you're white, you just open your mouth and everybody's like... Brilliant! brilliant, sir. Brilliant, sir. That is brilliant. Okay, so we're also going to do the same, and we're going to listen to John's opinions. I disagree with John on 50% of everything he says, and I agree with John on 50% of everything he says. That is a normal, healthy relationship between two young adults like ourselves. So let's see John's hot takes, okay?
Welcome back. We are here today with Professor.
But come on, John Mersheimer. Come on, dude. That like your parents, like all of them have to be academics. Or back when academics didn't exist, all of you guys have had to have been like fucking wizards. The wizard Mersheimer. He's probably the best liberal analyst. Yes, I agree, but I wouldn't even call him a liberal. He's like a anti-imperialist with no class consciousness. Okay, his class belonging is so academic that he cannot relate to the Marxian vision of class war.
John Mersheimer. So thank you very much for coming back on the program.
My pleasure as always, Glenn.
So we see that the American people were sick of forever wars and nation building that were costly. They harmed America's standing in the world and rarely successful. So for this reason, the Americans voted for Trump, who consistently criticized these kind of wars and advocated for America first instead. So so obviously we have not gone down this path. There's a lot of criticism. Of course, his base is split, but
last name is cool, first name is Dahl. You got to pair them that way. You couldn't call him Francisco, like something crazy. Francisco Mersheimer, what the fuck? Now that's over the top. Now he's gay. Okay, John Mersheimer, that's an academic. Francisco Mersheimer is like a racist white gay guy. You get what I'm saying? So you gotta pair that shit. You gotta, you know. And some don't even work, like Konstantin Mersheimer. Then you sound like you're trying hard. You sound like you're from a lumpen proletarian family, and everybody really, really wanted to sound fancy, but they really aren't. Okay, like I don't know, fucking Mercedes Mersheimer. What the fuck? Son Mersheimer, Carlos Mersheimer. Okay, that for example sounds like a rich South American guy whose grandparents come from a questionable place during the 1940s.
from a realist perspective, though, what are the strategic interests of the United States in Venezuela? Besides the stated reasons such as democracy promotion or narco-terrorism, what do you think the United States aims to achieve with this?
Well, when you talk about America's interests in the Western Hemisphere, it's important to understand that the Monroe Doctrine basically lays out what our interests are. What we want to make sure happens is that no distant great power, whether it's Imperial Germany, Nazi Germany, or the Soviet Union in Europe, or Imperial Japan or China today in East Asia, forms a military alliance with a country in the Western Hemisphere, or puts their own military forces in the Western Hemisphere, as the Soviets did with regard to the Cuban Missile Crisis. That's what the Monroe Doctrine is really all about. It's keeping distant great powers out of the Western Hemisphere, which we, of course, dominate because we're so powerful. Now, this operation had nothing to do with the Monroe Doctrine. There's no danger at this point in time that either China or Russia is going to form a military alliance with Venezuela, or is thinking about putting their military forces in the Western Hemisphere. This is just not an issue. This is not about great power politics, which is what the Monroe Doctrine is all about. This is, in my opinion, a good old-fashioned case of imperialism. This is a case where the
Well, the
United
Monroe Doctrine would still be imperialism, no matter how you justify a particular military action, infringing on the sovereignty of other republics and states without potentially diplomatically coming to the same conclusions is still you exerting your will over them through the usage of physical force or the threat of physical force. So it would still be imperialism, but okay. You know, it doesn't matter if the argumentation for why I'm invading you is based as fuck, I'm still invading you. And that applies to everyone. The Chinese, the Russian, the American, the whatever.
States was interested.
Because usually other countries, except America, are pretty open in the fact that they're like, I am pursuing my particular national interests. That's why I'm going in here. I'm not spreading democracy or helping elevate civil society. No, I want your shit. And the change up in the way the Americans talk about their foreign policy is very interesting, because now more and more often they are just saying, yo, we're just going to kind of like take your shit, bro. And we don't hope it's okay. We're kind of going to take your shit. You have an option of giving us your shit, but if you don't give us your shit, we're taking your shit.
In running the politics of Venezuela. Apparently, if you listen to President Trump, his most important concern is who controls the oil in Venezuela. And he thinks basically that's our oil. It's ours to determine what it is used for and how it is used. This is just blatant imperialism or neocolonialism. This has little to do with the Monroe Doctrine.
Well, the U.S. has intervened in the past in Latin America more than once, but do you see this as being consistent with this kind of patterns, or is this something different? Because it feels more brazen than it perhaps was in the past. As you said, there were open reference to taking the oil, for example. And while Trump said that we will run Venezuela now, he now has argued that that the new acting president of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez, that she could hold power in Caracas as long as, and this is a quote, she does what we want. Otherwise, there will be more.
Which, yeah, why are we continuously talking about this? I don't understand why we're continuously talking about this. It doesn't matter whether you say we will put an American in charge or we will put a local in charge who listens to everything Americans say. Those two things are the same thing. You are not allowing greater sovereignty by having a puppet. It doesn't matter if the guy running a Latino American country is called Jose or he's called John. If he's listening to Washington, that motherfucker's a colony, bro.
Strikes. I mean, is this not needing to get rid of the existing government as long as they do as they're told? I mean, how are you seeing or assessing this?
Well, Glenn, there's really nothing new here.
By the way, tomorrow there's going to be a very early stream for all you Euro cucks and all you Asia cucks and all you Australia cucks, because as we all know, all of us are cucks except for Americans. It's going to be extra early, and we're going to game. We're going to play Outer Worlds, and I'm so excited because I really love that game, and it's exceptionally underrated, and the world building and the actual number of choices you can make, the actual impactful fucking choices you can make, the character designs, the world designs, the factions, the massive amount of self-irony the game has for RPGs as a whole. It is a great fucking game. It is actually a really good fucking... It's very fucking good. It's very good. It's very, very, very good. So we're going to play it tomorrow. Because I'm tired of playing it by myself, I want to play it with you motherfuckers. We're going to start early. Because I got to go to a birthday later. Honestly, that's the main reason. I got to drive for like 3 fucking hours. So tomorrow we're going to do it. Okay? Outer Worlds 2. It's going to be great. It's going to be so good. And I'm deep into the game now. I got all the planets unlocked. We're going to do like companion quests. I'm just gonna fuck up some weird space fascist people and like collude with the space corporations while conniving behind the scenes and potentially betraying them one day. I play chaotic good, right? I play chaotic good. Like I betray, I backstab, I murder, I pursue revenge, but all for a greater good, right? It's my favorite way of playing. Like I'm a psychopath that has been given to a family with a very developed ethical compass to raise. That's the type of guy I play, right? How it compares to Outer Worlds. It's better than the first one. It is much better than the first one, but the first one was fine. Blumenthal talked to a Venezuelan government guy today who said there has been no regime change in any way. I hope I'm not stating the obvious now. Yeah. Did you? Got promoted to assistant store manager. I've been playing Cyberpunk, The Outer Worlds, and Disco Elysium on my Steam Deck to remind myself I'm still a worker, dude. That is an immediate, oh my God. That is an immediate Hall of Fame post right there. That is an immediate Hall of Fame post. That is so good. That is such a fuck. That is a comment straight out of Disco Elysium, ironically. That is straight out of Disco Elysium. That is so out of Disco Elysium. I got promoted to, hey, how you doing? I got promoted to assistant store manager. You know, the bourgeoisie. I've been playing Cyberpunk, The Outer Worlds, and Disco Elysium on my Steam Deck nonstop. Why, you might ask? To remind myself I am still a worker. It's going to, it reminds me of the true struggle of the working class. Now that I'm assistant store manager, there is a high probability that I will forget what plagues you plebeians, okay? That is why I partake in these class-conscious video games, for they will remind me of your struggles, and they will motivate me to give you higher salaries. That is an incredible post. Can somebody please, Bob 5 Crusade, please somebody gift him a sub right now. That post deserves a sub. That was an incredible. I'm not even kidding, dude. Dude, like let me show you how good this is. How do I do this now? Wait, Canva. Okay, open a new one, I guess. Thank you, Luciferian Chatter, for doing this. Thank you very much. Okay, delete. Just delete. Okay, now Disco Elysium. How do we do it? Disco Elysium. I need like a scene where he's talking, like communism. Wait, communism thought. Okay, this is fantastic. Okay, wait, let me save image. Save. Very good. Now, let me upload it here. Where is it? Where is the deprogram? Okay, this is it. Now no, I can't do it here. Like this right here. Uploads. Full page. Very good. Okay. And now black box. Wait, elements. Black box. Black box right here. Stupid ass. Another black box like this. Trust the process. Text. Subheading. Add. like this. Larger. Like this. There we go. One moment, I'm coming, chat. Don't you worry. Current page, JPEG. Okay. It's going to be kind of worth it. It kind of didn't turn out as well as I thought it would, but hey, we're having fun. I'm good. Okay. Okay, this thing. Don't show me porn, please. That is not very helpful. Is it this one? Yes. Oh my God, it's so perfect. It's so good. Okay. That's how much I like that comment, okay? With all due respect. Oh my God. I got promoted to assistant store manager. I've been playing Cyberpunk, The Outer Worlds, and Disco Elysium on my Steam Deck to remind myself I am still a worker. Oh my God, that's so good. That is so good. I think I deserve some subscriptions for that. Let's gamble. Let's gamble. Let's go full Disco Elysium. I want to spin this fucking wheel. This is so good. This is the new Lenin. This is new praxis, bro. This is new praxis. Remember, young comrades, throughout your life in capitalism, some of you will be rewarded by rising through the hierarchy of our determined enemies. Whenever that happens, your contradictions, when it comes, your level of contradictions to capitalism will lower, and you will question it less and less, my dear brothers and sisters. That is why it is incredibly important, as Comrade Lenin used to say back in the day, to play as much Cyberpunk, Disco Elysium, and Outer Worlds as possible, because those games will remind you of the true struggle of the proletariat. And the more you consume those particular commodities, the less you will be co-opted by the higher ranks of capitalism. That what I just said is Disco Elysium bars, okay? Literal Disco Elysium bars. You're getting my Prime sub next month. Thank you, dude. Like, God bless. That was such a good post. It was such a good post. You can download this, post it wherever you want. This shit is legendary. Hail Beelzebub, thank you very much for the 5. Beelzebub, how do you want to, I'm asking Beelzebub how they want to gamble. Odd or even, buddy. Odd or even, Beelzebub. Krasmazov would be proud. Odd, and we spins. Who will win, the proud chatter or the degenerate streamer man? And of course it's the chatter, dude. I've only been losing. I've only been losing. What's the current score? I don't even remember. It's 5-1 or 6-1. It's 5-1 or 6-1. Thank you, Astrodre, for playing and losing, so that I can feel 7-2. I lost 7 times and I won 2 times. That is Katya, that is a disgusting thing you just said.
Is almost everybody knows the United States has a rich history of interfering in the politics of countries in the Western Hemisphere. We view any country that is moving towards...
Jokes aside, this was so good. Wait, we got a new Gamba tool. What is this? Whoa. But it should still be numbers. But it looks great. Oh my God, no, I don't like this one. Oh my God, too many sounds. Great first try, my friend. I don't like it. but because we gotta go like you go, it doesn't have as much panache as Odd or Even, you know? Odd or Even has panache. Black Lodge Drapes, which is basically the entirety of the stream.
to be a threat to us. And we invariably go in and try to topple the regime. You want to remember that President Trump is not only talking about doing regime change and social engineering in Venezuela these days, he's also hinting in a quite overt way that we may do Colombia, we may do Nicaragua, we may even do Mexico. The United States, he believes, has a vested interest in interfering in the politics of any country in the hemisphere that he doesn't like. And this is really nothing new. The United States has a rich history in this regard. Chile in 1973, Guatemala in 1954, on and on. But what makes this so brazen, to use your word, which I think is absolutely correct, is that Trump doesn't try to justify what he's done with diplomatic language or liberal rhetoric. He basically says, in very blunt terms, that we can run Venezuela. It's no problem. And Venezuela's oil is our oil. And he sounds like a blatant imperialist. And you don't see much evidence of that. Usually when the United States goes in and acts in an imperial way in the Western Hemisphere, it covers up its behavior with liberal or idealistic rhetoric. But President Trump doesn't act that way. He's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of guy. You can see him coming a mile away. He's very blunt, and therefore it's appropriate to say that this does look brazen.
Well, what does this mean, though, for the wider world order? Because over the past 30 years, the so-called liberal rules-based order entailed more or less that the idea that international law would apply to everyone, with the exception of the West under the leadership of the United States, because we were the champions of liberal democracy, so international law could be put aside if it was required for liberal democracy or humanitarian law. So this was kind of an important part of the hegemonic order. And to a large extent, we saw this being born in Kosovo when we said that, well, it wasn't legal, but it was legitimate. So essentially we said liberal democracy creates legitimacy outside the rule of law. So this was kind of the how we can run an empire, a hegemonic system, and give it all legitimacy. And I feel in terms of attacking Venezuela, the Europeans, we did our part. That is, we gave the Nobel Peace Prize to Machado under the idea that, if the United States would go in with its military force, this would mean to install democracy and this would be peace. I mean, this is the whole liberal, the peace thesis, that the democracies don't go to war, they're more peaceful, etc. And that this can be delivered by military force. But we saw instead that Trump, he didn't take it. It was a nice layup. He could have had this legitimacy, but he said he didn't want this excuse. He was even dismissive of Machado taking over power. And instead he
Sorry, I was reading something else. Nothing to do with you guys.
Referred to how much tremendous amount of wealth we're going to take out of the ground. Should it worry us, though? I mean, that Washington now doesn't bother to keep up the pretense. On one hand, it's nice with some honesty. On the other hand, it's important stories we tell about ourselves, that we kind of have some restraint by at least pretending to abide by certain ideals.
Yes, for sure. Let's just talk a little bit about international law. As you know, when the United States was the unipole, this is during the unipolar moment, from roughly 1993 until about 2017, we're really the only great power on the system, and we threw our weight around all over the world. We nevertheless paid careful attention to international law. And if we violated international law, we went to great lengths to say we really were not violating international law. Now, what's going on there? The fact is that you need international law. You need international institutions. You need rules. In an incredibly interdependent world like the one that we live in, rules and laws are absolutely essential. And the key point to keep in mind here is that the United States wrote almost all of the rules and almost all of the laws. So we had little problem obeying the rules or obeying the law most of the time, because again, we wrote them in ways that were in our national interest. But along comes President Trump, and he really is sui generis here. He has utter contempt for international law, international norms. He just thinks they don't matter. And he thinks when he goes out and breaks the law, that it's not necessary to justify what he did. It's not necessary to put the velvet glove over the mailed fist. And the end result is that international law, the rules-based system, is being trashed. And the question you have to ask yourself, is this in the American national interest, or is it in the interest of other countries around the world? And I would argue that it's not in our interest. Again, we need rules, we need laws, we need norms. And the reason that past presidents have paid so much attention to these matters is because they understand that. But Trump doesn't think that's true. He just thinks that he can go out and trash the rules-based system. And the end is that we will be better off. And with regard to other countries, the truth is he doesn't care about other countries. He only cares about the United States of America and what he thinks is right or wrong. So that's really what's going on here. And the end result is not going to be good, because international law is important for the United States and for other countries as well.
I noticed from some speeches by Hegseth, he treats international law as if it would be some woke plot.
Okay, I'm back. I had to take care of something else on the offline. I am back, chat. Genuine apologies. I am back.
That constrains America from pursuing its interest. But again, in a situation like a war, we have international law has to be some mutual constraint, as we have some framework, around killing each other that limits it and make it in a civilized manner as possible. And but also the stories we tell each other, though. I mean, when Biden blew up the Nord Stream, or allegedly blew up the Nord Stream, but yes, very likely he did. The Germans were the chancellor was willing to stand next by him and pretend as if when he said, "Oh, it wasn't us," that Biden was selling a lie. The Germans were very willing to buy it, even though no one, I think, truly believed it was the Russians who blew up their own pipeline. But at least the pretense was there. Now there's nothing. Even the Germans now, the chancellor is asking, well, what is the legal justification? We need something. At least give us a narrative. Say that this is about, an authoritarian dictator, but just oil. That it seems that there's some real anxiety. That brings me back to my question, though. The Europeans, they stayed relatively quiet on this. I think they hoped that their obedience would be rewarded, but instead their, spinelessness is being punished. I think Trump smells weakness, and now he sets his eyes on Greenland. Is this, do you think this is real? Because it does seem to go beyond mere rhetoric to distract, though.
Are you asking me, do I think there's a real possibility that he will take Greenland?
Or is it just, is this some like a reality show tactic where he shifts the focus? Or do you think that the United States will take Greenland now?
I think there is a serious possibility the United States will take Greenland. In a certain sense, I think that people like you and me find it hard to imagine the United States invading Greenland and taking it and turning it into the 51st state. It's kind of just hard to comprehend us doing that. But I wouldn't be surprised if Trump did it. If you look at Trump and how he thinks about using military force, he is willing to use military force frequently. I believe that he's used military force seven different countries since taking office. And he's almost at the 1 year point of his term in the presidency. Remember, he became president last January 20th. So we're close to January 20th. So in the past year, he's attacked 7 different countries. This includes Iran, Iraq, Syria, and a handful of other countries, Venezuela as well, obviously. But what's the distinguishing characteristic of all those attacks is that they were small scale attacks. They were what I call pinpricks. And he's been very careful not to get involved in nation building, not to get involved in a forever war. He understands that that's one thing you don't want to do. Remember the attack against Iran on June 22nd of last year. That's 2025. It was a one-day affair. He attacked Iran, declared victory at the end of the day, and said the problem is solved, finished, and then moved on. And of course, if you look at what he recently did in Nigeria, he lobbed a couple missiles at Nigeria. But that was the end. He didn't get involved in any meaningful way in Nigeria. So when you talk about Venezuela and Greenland, the big question that's on everybody's mind with regard to Venezuela, is he going to end up in a forever war? Is this the first case where he's tripping himself up? Has he jumped into a quagmire? And I think the administration believes that that's not the case, that they can do this on the cheap. It's sort of a pinprick.
Okay, now I'm done. For fuck's sakes, Jesus Christ. The only thing Trump hates is losers. They'll need to fail to achieve their goals before he calls the stuff off. Yeah, definitely. European leaders have had such piss poor reading of Trump and what motivates him. Why would you think showing weakness would be good? Dude, this whole conversation that I heard in the back of my fucking head is in general fucking completely absurd. Why are we talking about individuals being motivating factors even when we're talking about executive heads of state? Being factors in a massive global imperial snowball effect that no matter who pushes against it will go over. Okay, this is how many times do I have to repeat it? This is late stage capitalism. This is an empire in its later stages, which now needs to extract greater rent from its allies, because the rent it extracts from its former colonies has basically either dried out, or it is now getting rent extracted from itself, because the former colonies have now become more consumer societies than producing societies. We can literally even use China as this for this example. I'm not calling China a former U.S. colony, even to an extent one could very much so say it was. You know, like the United States can no longer extract rents from China, because China is now a consumer society, not a place where you just outsource for the sake of fucking outsourcing, where there's going to be thankful for your money while buying your products. It's creating its products as well. So even if we just talk about China in particular, the United States has lost a major fucking market, because this market now produces for itself. Apply that to 700 other countries, from which 7 other markets which it could treat exclusively as places that it takes from and never has to deliver to. And you have an empire in a situation where it now needs to rethink or find other markets to extract super profits from, or extract imperial rents from. Enter Greenland. Enter Greenland minerals. Enter Greenland as a strategic position. Enter European Union as a whole. Dude, what the fuck were we talking about? This is classic American behavior. Remember what they did to Japan when Japan's economy looked like it can potentially overtake the American one? Does anybody remember that? America does not have allies, but it's not like a particularly American thing. Empire does not have allies. Capitalist empires do not have allies. They need to pursue eternal growth for the sake of eternal growth, and they will target whatever they need to target in order for that growth to continue at the same pace that it has been going at in the past. That's it.
Operation. They kidnap.
It's not complicated. This is genuinely not complicated. It is both Marxian, and it is like a very classic, like he's a realist. He's supposed to understand this. Okay? I've been educated in his fucking school of thought on this. And to continuously talk like, oh my God. Trump's America is not a consequence of Trump. Trump is a consequence of pre-Trump America. We just now call it Trump's America because he was put in charge. He was put in charge because that is what, because he's a symbol representing what America at its current iteration is. And I'm pretty sure if you tell him, yo, do you believe in great man theory? He'll say, of course not. But he's pushing it. Sure, does the particular executive of a country being this type of guy or that type of guy play a significant role in how a government is run? Yes, it does. But they are the executive of the country because the snowball direction of the trajectory of the country has been one that aligns with what this guy just goes up and says for a very long time. And that's why he's put as the face. I don't know how to simplify it more, with all due respect.
Maduro and
Because previous administrations would have postured as being moral saviors, yes. But previous administrations were snapshots of what America was like during those previous administrations. This administration is a 4-year snapshot of what America is like right now. There you go. That's a better term that we can use. It's not clothes. It's a snapshot. The executive is the snapshot.
they bring him to the United States, and then they prop up the vice president as the new president, and they use economic coercion to get her to dance to our tune. I think that's their view. And it's another pinprick operation in the end. With regard to Greenland, right, it would not be difficult for the United States to conquer Greenland.
The empire cannot help but quicken its fall by lashing out. Absolutely, and this is not you applying like human psychology to an institution, to a supra individual entity. This is just how it always works. For a very simple reason, when things aren't going the way you want them to go, you do what? You try new things. Which is kind of the simplest way of explaining the Marxian theory that all of human history has been class conflict. Damn, I think I just dropped a new wisdom. When things don't work, you have to change them. Do you actually change the aspects of your life that are directly harming you, or do you double down on them? Changing aspects that are harming you is replacing the current socioeconomic system with a newer, more progressive and improved one. Doubling down on the things that are hurting you is utilizing violent means to protect the current system, also known as fascism. There we go. Literally that.
It's not going to be World War I or even a war, I think. I think the American military can take Greenland with relative ease. And when you look at Trump's pattern of behavior, how willing he is to use military force when you can do it on the cheap, and you can get away with it. I mean, he'll get away with it politically. I mean, the Europeans will scream for a while, but in the end, it's not going to matter very much. They're not going to put up very much resistance. He has no respect for the Europeans. So the fact that he can do it rather cheaply, that it could be portrayed as another pinprick operation, I think tells you that there's a really good
Europeans
chance
not even screaming. Yeah, they're sending strongly worded letters.
that he'll try to take Greenland. And to go back to Venezuela, the big issue on the table is whether or not he's going to get dragged into a quagmire or not, in terms of getting dragged into the business of nation building, or whether he will be able to pull this off quickly and easily.
Again, concentrating on individuals as if this is absurd. Anyways, chat, I gotta bounce, my beautiful boys, ladies, and girls, and NBs, and everybody. Who should I raid? Tell me who I should raid. I'm gonna stream tomorrow early. Tomorrow we're streaming like what? Whether if it's 9 now, we're streaming 9 hours before now. That's when I'm gonna start streaming, and it's gonna be a gaming stream. It's gonna be fucking great. It's gonna be. Muchos presantros. It's going to be great. It's going to be very, very good. Give me your love. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Oh, lesbian hot sauce. I haven't fucking rated lesbian hot sauce in a 7 million years. Okay, this is who we're rating. Everybody go give lesbian hot sauce a follow. Thank you for everybody that has followed. If you're new here and you haven't clicked the button yet, literally click it. It costs you nothing. We stream 4 days a week, and it's very fun and very, very aggressive and very good and very loud. Thank you to everybody that gambled today. Thank you to everybody that paid their taxes. Thank you to everybody that choose to spend their very valuable time with me on this fine day. And I will be seeing you tomorrow and then on Sunday. On Friday evening and Saturday, I'm out of town for some birthday thing. Okay, guys. Okay, gays. I love you very much. Bye-bye. Have a good one. This was a great stream. Thank you.